Today, there are three issues that I want to speak to you about and provide clarity on. Because there have been some reports in the media, many of which are misleading and inaccurate. The first one relates to reports about the resignation of Justice Sophia A.B. Akufu from the Council of State, and that of Dr. Bossman Asare, who is the deputy chairperson of the Electoral Commission. The second one relates to publication of the list of staff of the presidency, which was submitted to Parliament by the president sometime earlier this year. The third relates to the reports of an inquiry that the president commissioned into some claims made by the Fourth Estate in a series of publications through the Media Foundation for West Africa, and at the president's request, they submitted a report on their claims, and answers were also sought from the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and a determination was made as to whether or not there was basis for any further action on the back of the claims that were made. So the report for that is ready, and I'll share that with you. So I will speak to these three issues. Now, the first issue relating to reports of the resignation of Justice Sophia A.B. Akufu, I can confirm that indeed Justice Sophia A.B. Akufu has resigned from her position as a member of the Council of State. She submitted a letter in September 2025 to the president indicating her desire to resign. She did not disclose the reason for wanting to resign. When the president received the letter, he was required then to indicate his acceptance of the resignation, but at the behest of the Council of State, he had to hold on because they said they wanted to engage Justice Sophia Akufu to see if there was some grievance that she had that was informing the resignation and whether or not there was a way that it could be addressed. So they asked the president to hold on with the acceptance, but they got back and said that they had engaged, and as far as they were concerned, the resignation could be accepted. So the president has formally accepted her resignation, and she's no longer a member of the Council of State. The law is clear on what processes to undertake to replace her, and that is going on as we speak. So in due course, a replacement will be announced for Justice Sophia Akufu. Regarding Dr. Bossman Asare, I can also confirm that he has submitted a letter to His Excellency the President indicating that effective 31st July 2026, he would resign his position as Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission. He gives a reason for his resignation, which is that he wants to go back to academia and pursue his career as a staff of the University of Ghana, and conveyed his thanks and appreciation to the President and people of Ghana for giving him the opportunity to serve in that capacity. We are also aware that a second chairperson, in the person of Mr. Samuel Tettey, has also gone on retirement as, I beg your pardon, a member of the Electoral Commission or a deputy chairperson. And in that regard, processes are underway. Indeed, the Council of State has already been given a nominee, which they are considering. And once that process is completed, an announcement will be made in terms of the replacement for Mr. Tettey. And then in due course, a replacement will be found for Dr. Bossman Asare. So I can confirm the resignation of these two people. The second issue I want to raise has to do with the list of presidential staff. In fact, in the first quarter of this year, in compliance with the laws of Ghana, His Excellency the President presented a list of persons who work at the presidency. And the list has been published, so you are already aware of its content. There were 233 political appointees, and then 575 civil and public servants, making a total of 808. Indeed, President Mahama promised to slash down the number of political appointees and people who work at the presidency, the same way he promised to reduce the number of ministers and deputy ministers, and he's done exactly that. Now, if you compare this to the 2024 list, which incidentally President Mahama also submitted last year, even though the list was made up of people who were appointed by President Akufo-Addo, because President Akufo-Addo was not in power as of the deadline that the law gives for the list to be presented. President Mahama submitted it. There were 953 people who worked at the presidency under President Akufo-Addo in 2024, made up of 355 political appointees and 598 civil or public servants. We know that the list of people who work at the presidency had become topical, and combined with the number of ministers that existed under President Akufo-Addo, it raised significant public concern. So President Mahama vowed to reduce the numbers, and he has kept faith. In respect of ministers, currently there are 58 ministers, even though the president promised to work with 60. After the unfortunate loss of 2 of our colleagues, there have been no replacement. So 58 people are currently working as ministers and deputy ministers. And then currently we have 233 political appointees at the presidency and 575 civil or public servants, making 808. Now, there have been a number of misleading claims, some in the media and some by political activists predominantly belonging to the New Patriotic Party. This morning, there were publications by Manjo Online, which sought to create the impression that President Mahama had increased the salaries of political appointees at the presidency. And therefore, they said that even though there had been a reduction in the numbers, the salaries had ballooned. We've also heard propagandists of the MPP make the same claim, even though we know that what they are saying is straightforward. They should know, because they were beneficiaries of the arrangements. We all know that when it comes to fixing the emoluments, that is the salaries and working conditions of Article 71 office holders, the law is clear, the constitution is clear, that the president must set up a committee to determine those emoluments. For the avoidance of doubts, President Mahama has not set up a committee to determine the emoluments and working conditions of Article 71 office holders. So the salaries and conditions of Article 71 office holders who are working today under President Mahama were determined by the government that left office on 6th January 2025. This is well known, it is documented. All the MPP activists making those false claims know. Indeed, the law requires that when the committee finishes, the presidency must submit the recommendations made for the presidency to Parliament or the executive to Parliament for approval. And then Parliament will also have the president approve the package for MPs. That was done. So 6th January 2025, President Akufo-Addo submitted the recommendations to Parliament, which was approved. Now, because President Mahama, in compliance with the Constitution, has not set up a committee to determine the conditions of service or the salaries of people working under him, it is what we came to meet that we are taking. It is therefore illogical and blatantly false for anybody, especially members of the opposition, after having determined the conditions of service of Article 71 of office holders, to turn around and claim that President Mahama has increased the salaries and conditions of Article 71 office holders. Now, when the committee finishes its work, Article 71 office holders are clearly spelled out in the Constitution. So, we know the president himself, vice president, ministers, deputy ministers, MPs, and what have you. The staff who work at the presidency, they are not people who you can classify as Article 71 office holders. However, there's a long established process preceding President Mahama, which makes room for analogous determination. In other words, they are ranked as though they were Article 71 office holders in order to determine their conditions of service. This is what President Akufo-Addo did. This is what President Mills did. President Kufuor, President Rawlings, and President Mahama himself in his previous guise as president between 2013 and 2021. So once that is done, then the salaries are determined. To determine the salaries, there's what we call award point. In other words, a grading that is used. So in 2013, for instance, and I have it here, I can show it to you. In 2013, when President Mahama became president, what had been determined before he left office is clearly stated from the Chief of Staff. The Chief of Staff, for instance, for purposes of determining his conditions of service, is placed below the Speaker of Parliament and above a cabinet minister who is also an MP. That is a ranking. I am a Minister of State. I'm also an MP. So I am ranked above somebody who is a minister but not an MP. If the person is a cabinet minister and an MP, he is ranked above somebody who is a cabinet minister and not an MP. So senior presidential advisors are in terms of working conditions, are classified in the same group as cabinet ministers who are MPs. So you find that not all ministers take the same salaries. And this is a practice that has existed since we began operating this constitution. So in 2013, this document shows, for instance, that the Chief of Staff was given award point 75. Then in 2017, or at the tail end of the first term of President Mahama, he set up the Professor Dora Francisca Edubuando Emolument Committee, which determined the conditions of service for Article 71 office holders. That committee said that the Chief of Staff should move from award point 75 to 79. So this is what existed until President Akufo-Addo came to power. So when they came to power, the Chief of Staff was taking this until President Akufo-Addo set up a committee chaired by Professor Ya Ntiamwa Bedu, which determined that for Article 71 office holders, the grade points that would be analogous for determining the Chief of Staff's conditions should move from 79 to 87. This was by the Professor Ya Ntiamwa Bedu Emolument Committee report. So for 2017 to 2021, the grade points was established, based on which the salaries of people who worked at the presidency was determined. The same President Akufo-Addo formed another emoluments committee at the tail end of his administration, chaired by Dr. Mrs. Janet Ampebu-Fofi, a prominent lawyer, who also led a committee that determined that, for instance, the Chief of Staff, he should move from 87 as a grade point to 94. So since this government came to power, it is these grade points that have been used. And President Akufo-Addo, President Mahama has not determined anybody's salary because he does not have the power to do so until the committee does it. The constitution is also clear that nobody's conditions of service can be varied downwards. So President Mahama cannot on his own say that I have reduced the grade points that is used to determine the salary as determined by the constitutionally constituted committee that looked into it. It is when President Mahama sets up a committee to look into the emoluments that the committee may make these recommendations. President Mahama has said that he doesn't believe that he should set up a committee, and that as part of the constitution review process, and indeed over this weekend, Cabinet held an extensive sitting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday to consider the Constitution Review Commission's report. We've not finished. We'll continue by the close of this month, and we will take a position on that. The President has said it publicly, and indeed this is in the committee that looked into the Constitution Amendments report, that an independent emoluments committee should be set up to look at all salaries relating to all public and civil servants in Ghana so that the disparities are removed. So President Mahama has said that he is not going to continue this trend. So he has not determined anybody's salaries. So if anybody goes out there to tell you that the numbers have reduced, but the monies have gone up, and so there's no use reducing the numbers, that person is doubling in falsehood. It is uninformed propaganda, especially that's coming from MPP members. Now, what happens is this. When ministers and other Article 71 office holders are appointed and they take office, they are paid on account. Being paid on account means that your exact salary hasn't been determined, but you are paid what you came to meet pending the determination. So President Akufo-Addo's appointees who serve between 2021 to 2024 and MPs, that is ministers, deputy ministers, staff in this office who are political appointees and members of parliament, what they earned from 2021 to 2024 was what was determined for those who worked between 2017 and 2021. Once the Dr. Janet and people for Field Committee finished this report and new conditions and salaries were determined, they became automatically entitled to a top-up, which is the difference between what they took and what the committee has determined. I can confirm to you that since they left office, ministers, deputy ministers, and MPs who served in the 8th Parliament have received ex gratia payments and top-up salaries, which is the same as those serving in those capacities today have received, especially in terms of salary. I hope you understand what I'm saying. They have received top-ups. That is the difference between what they took and what the committee determined they should be paid. They have taken it. The MPs include the 137 MPP MPs who were in the 8th Parliament, some of whom were ministers and deputy ministers. There is an outstanding arrears that need to be paid to the staff who worked at the presidency, who were political appointees between 2021 and 2024. The finance ministry is working on it. Once that is paid, it will be the same in terms of salary as those that are being paid to people who work at the presidency, who are political appointees currently. So when those same people turn around and come and tell you that the numbers have reduced but the figures have gone up, they are peddling ignorant propaganda. Some of them actually move. And yet they go out to say that you in the media are aiding that by failing or refusing to seek clarity and explanations for the documents that they present to you. And that is why it has even become necessary to address this. But for the avoidance of doubt, President Mahama has not added one CD to the salaries of his appointees at the presidency that he came to meet. And it must be placed strictly on record.